Hello, lovely human. Welcome to Little Flower Tarot, your floral oracle. My name is Krista, and for today's reading, I am asking the question, what cycles are ending in your life and what new cycles are beginning? So it's as simple as that. We're going to go ahead and just get right into it. I have 4 groups for you to choose from. Group number 1, group number 2, group number 3, and group number 4. Go ahead and choose a group and we'll get right into it. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to Little Flower Tarot, your floral oracle. So for today's reading, I am asking the question, what cycles are ending and beginning in your life? And you chose group number 1 with the opalite egg and so these are, the yellow flower here is a pot marigold, and then you picked the group that happened to have these scarlet flax. These are flowers I picked right outside. It's raining today, it's mid-November, and these flowers are still thriving, and I looked it up, and both of them do have the symbolism of resilience within them. Mainly the pot marigold represents good fortune, joy, and hope, and the scarlet flax represents passion, vitality, and resilience. So we're going to go ahead and do a channeled message from the flowers, and then we will get into your reading after I let my kitty out, because I have a feeling this is going to be one of those readings where my cat is like really annoying. All right, go on. Here you go. There you go. I'm going to be up and down, that's for sure. Okay. All right, so what do the pot marigold and scarlet flax have to say to group number 1? Your heart has the capacity to love more deeply than you know, to experience love more deeply than you've ever experienced it before. Your life is an ever unfolding adventure, and there are new horizons awaiting you that you know not of, that you've even dreamed not of. It will be, your life moving forward is capable of being more expansive, more full of love, more full of a deep connection to like the experiential nature of life. Like there's this feeling of feeling both light but also very intricately connected to the earthly plane and the pleasures of life, the luxuries of life, the simple luxuries. Walking through a garden and smelling flowers and feeling so light and so connected to all that is. You have so much ahead of you, and the new cycle that's coming for you is so beautiful and so full of life. And so don't give up hope in a new horizon. Don't give up hope that life can look even better than what you could ever imagine. Just trust your footsteps below you, that your footsteps below you are taking you into a beautiful new journey and future. Okay, there we go. Okay, solve the problem by leaving the door cracked. I typically like to have more of a container. Like when I'm doing readings, I like the door to be shut because it feels like I'm in more of a like a protected space. But maybe that's symbolic, you know, leaving the door open for something beautiful to come in. Like with this theme of endings and beginnings. So, okay, so let's go ahead and get into your reading. You chose group number 1, and I picked cards from the Spirit Messages Oracle to bring in kind of an overarching theme to the transition that you're walking through. And you got caregiver. We are with you, and Spirit has its own way of recognizing the care and love you provide to others, especially at the end of their lives, just as you received care and love at the start of your life. Caregivers often focus all their attention on their loved ones and often neglect their own concerns and well-being in the process. Okay, so there's this feeling of honoring the fact that this cycle you've been in, I'm almost getting this feeling of there are like the caregiving element to what you do in the world, like how you care for those you're closest to, how you give to those you're closest to. Especially it was speaking of like people who are going through maybe health problems, or people who are, because it talked about especially at the end of their lives. There's this feeling of the way in which you give care shifting. Like the fact that you're a caregiver will never change, but the way in which you are embodying that caregiver energy is going to transition. So yeah, so I like that this is going to remain in the center. This is an unchanging kind of element of who you are. Just the expression of it's going to be changing in this transition. So, okay. So I think I'm going to put this up here so we have more room. Because my intention with this reading is to have like this side of the board be the past cycle that we're closing, and this side of the board being the new cycle that we're entering into. So, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some tarot right off the bat. I'm pulling from the Star Seeker Tarot. Oops. Okay. So I'm going to actually pull these down here. Okay. So my cat is very, like, she usually when I'm doing readings, she just doesn't really care, and she kind of does it. Here she is. So she's saying hi. Sometimes she says hi during a reading. So there could be companion animals that are going to be very significant to you during this time, that are going to help you through your transition. Spending more time with them might help you through this transition, through the ending of this cycle. But yeah, she's definitely here. What do you have to say to group number 1? What do you have to say? It feels like there's just this feeling of like unconditional love. There's so much love coming through for you. So much support in the spirit world. Yeah, very interesting. I never really channeled a message through my cat, but just like, it felt just, yeah, unconditional love. You've got so much unconditional love surrounding you. And just never forget that. You can always tap into that feeling of love for you. Like so much love wants to be poured into your heart and into your being at all times. So at any time that you're having a moment where you feel unseen or unsupported, or like you've been overgiving and you just feel depleted, just always know that that same energy that you've been giving out is always available to return back to you through the spirit realm, through other people in the world. There is just so much love coming through for you. So all you have to do is intend to tap into it, and before you know it, you'll start feeling it. Okay, so I think I'm gonna leave these uncovered or unfolded over for now, if that unturned for now, and I'm gonna grab some oracle cards. There's this feeling of letting go of spinning your wheels, wanting to give, and kind of like over giving to the point where some of what you give isn't even really being received. So it's kind of like useless, or like wasted energy spent. And there's this feeling of existing in a pause in between times that you're giving, and resting in that pause with discernment and with trust in your intuition, knowing that, like, having this direct connection to when the right time the door opens to give out, and when's the right time to exist in your own little bubble and be in a pause and be in a rest moment. There's this feeling of shifting into that. Yeah. Okay. So you've got, for the old cycle, you've got this phrase says up here, it says fogged in. go slow, take time. And then over here it says navigating by the stars with follow your bliss. So yeah, it just feels like we're entering into a place of balance. We're entering into an energy where we feel it's really this simple peace that's coming through. It's like a steady peace that's pervading your existence. Feeling like your cup is, even if it's not overflowing, it's full. Like your own cup is full. You're always taken care of. You're always very well served by not only yourself, but those around you, by God, your guardian angels, your spirit guides, like whoever your higher self, like you're always supported. You're always filled up. You're always able to recognize when you need to fill your own cup and take a pause and take a moment. It's more of a balance that you're going to be walking into. Okay. There's a deepening into the present moment, a deepening into the simple joy of life and an acceptance for what is, and a new habit of seeking the goodness, seeking the joy, seeking the beauty and the pleasure, seeking the love out of every moment, even the painful beauty of the moment. There's something about that, like kind of being more present with what is, whether what is quote negative or positive. It's more about appreciating something while it's there and knowing that life is temporary. There's this visceral connection to the ephemeral nature of reality, the temporary nature of reality. And because of that, you're more closely connected and intimate with what is most purposeful, like what is matters the most. Yeah. Okay. And then we've got, for the past energy, we've got loss with healer guides. And for your future energy, we have celebration with joy guides. I love that. Okay. Okay, so we're really moving from a time of kind of seeing the cup half empty, looking around you and looking at what isn't there as opposed to what is there, seeing the negative things that are happening in your life, dwelling on the negative things a little more than you should, experiencing life as like living in more of like a worrisome state or a fearful state, and moving into more of a connected state and a appreciative state. So let's go ahead and get into the tarot. You have 3 of Swords, King of Pentacles, 8 of Swords. You've got, this is a major arcana of this particular deck called the Womb, number 22. We've got the 8 of Cups, 2 8s, and then the Page of Cups. Okay. There's this reckoning with the fact that no matter how life has been, there's this feeling of, I can't believe, even when things were good, that I wasn't looking for the beauty in my life. I wasn't connected to the present moment. I was still worried. I was still, hoping for things that weren't quite there yet. I was looking around me and thinking that these things aren't quite enough. These are like, this life isn't enough. I'm not fulfilled. I can't be fulfilled in this circumstance or in this scenario. I'm overwhelmed. It's like I'm worried, I'm concerned, it's like a lackluster or lack in general, almost like a feeling of I don't have what I need. And with this 8 of Swords, You can see this woman here. She's blindfolded. She's held in by all of these swords. And then it's like spirit just came in and picked up one of the swords that were surrounding her and showed her a way out. And also is handing her, like this entire time she had the opportunity to reach out and grab one of these swords and use it to cut herself free, or use it. Like swords represent air element, they represent thought energy, they represent ideas, new ways of thinking. So there's this feeling of the divine handing her this sword and helping to shift her perspective and helping her realize that she was free all along, that she always had the ability to be connected with life, that there's this recognition of realizing that life will always not be perfect. Like we live on earth, we're in between, higher realms, lower realms. We're kind of in this weird in-between space where the very point of being on earth is to experience these lower energies. Like it is to experience the pain, the suffering, the challenge of being here. Like death is a part of being here. Not that that's the entire point, but that's integral to what it means to be human. So there's this recognition that this is what it is to be human. This is what we're here to do. And we're here to serve in a way that helps heal the soul of humanity, because there is so much pain, there is so much loss, there is so much there's so much darkness. And so it's like resisting the darkness never did me any good. And I need to accept the fact that we are walking through the shadow, or the valley of the shadow of death. I need to accept the fact that this is where we're at, and I need to embrace it and move forward within it, knowing that it's temporary and knowing that I have a purpose within this space. So it's just an awakening. There's an awakening happening for you, moving from that old cycle of feeling like if everything isn't perfectly the way you want, then there's something to be upset about, or there's something to be sad about. You're moving more into a day-to-day, moment-by-moment acceptance of what is. And by doing that, you're more able to, you're not going to miss the beautiful moments, the joyful moments, the love, the moments filled with love. You're not going to miss those anymore because you're seeking for something that's not there yet. So freedom, like a freedom is coming, a freedom in accepting the darkness, a freedom in accepting the temporary nature of reality. There's a beauty to it. So with the womb, it's kind of giving me feelings of almost like, kind of like the Hermit, but it's more of a feminine, like, I feel like this feeling of retreating inward or just allowing yourself to find comfort in small moments and create comforts around you that make you feel safe, and let yourself transition and transform in this space of comfort, and give yourself time and freedom where you might not have before to digest what's happening in your life, and know that that's safe and okay to do that. This is a growth period for you, and you will be transformed through this cycle. So you will be birthed into the world in a new way, as a new being, as a new person with new perspectives, and a new way of existing on the planet, a new way of existing in your relationships, a new way of existing in connection with spirit, in connection with God, in connection with nature, and just the reality of your life. So, and we've got the Eight of Cups right next to the womb card here. And the Eight of Cups is about walking away from an old way of being, walking away from what doesn't serve you, into this card in particular. She's leaving all of these cups behind. It's like this feeling of, I thought that's what would bring me joy. I thought that's what would bring me happiness, but now I'm walking through this portal of, it almost feels like walking through a portal of darkness and into a light where I'm existing in this bubble of light no matter what is surrounding me. Like, I'm able to exist in this experience of hope no matter what darkness is all around me. I have this light inside of myself, and it will never go away. So I never have to live life in the complete darkness ever again, because I found this new light inside of myself. And I like that celebration's right above it as well. It's like walking into this, just celebrating the beauty that has existed in your life, does exist in your life, celebrating all the love you've received, all the connection, all the people you've found along your path, like just the beauty of life. There's this feeling of the miracle, like being more connected to the miracle of life. I looked up and it was 22:44 on the camera timer. But yeah, just being more connected to this feeling of how amazing it is that you even get to experience this life at all, and that you have these beautiful people in your life and to support you and to love you through it, and that you have everything you need to process anything that life kind of any journey that life walks you through. There are so many people around you, so much love around you in spirit and in the world, in the form of other people, friends, family, so much support that there's an encouragement to ask for support, or to let it in more often, or to express your need for support and love more often. And there's a feeling of an encouragement to allow yourself to receive it for, quote, free. It's not, it is free. Like, love is free. Like, that's how it should be. And it is a joy for others to love you and support you when you need it. So there's this encouragement to open up to that. And then let's see. I think there's just such a shedding that seems to be happening. Like a shedding of feeling like you can control things, like letting go of control. I like that this says follow your bliss and navigating by the stars. So it's like letting a higher sense of, like, a connection to a higher purpose, a higher light, like, guide you. Because it's just this recognition that I've been exerting way too much energy, basically, to control things. And I'm realizing that there are only so many things that you can control, and that life is an adventure and a journey and a learning experience. And I want to start embracing that. I want to start embracing the learning experience that life is unfolding for me, and stop resisting it, and stop trying to control everything, and stop thinking that just because these things or these people aren't in my life yet, or this experience isn't here yet, that something's wrong. Nothing's wrong. Nothing's ever wrong. This is life on earth. It's just an ever unfolding journey. And just embracing the journey, the highs and the lows, being okay with all of it. There is this feeling of lightness that comes with that. There's this feeling of being able to find, with the Page of Cups here, being able to find playful moments, being able to find, like, little moments in life that surprise you and that awaken you to, I don't know, there's just such an in-touchness with love and life. And playfulness comes through spontaneously when we're in that type of energy. And little miracles pop in here and there, and you're able to see them and witness them because you're present. And there's this feeling of surrender. There's this feeling of trust and knowing that everything is as it's meant to be. A letting go, a knowing that if something is truly a part of your soul, it never truly leaves you. So there's this feeling of letting go of like if something exits your life, or it's just freeing yourself from the attachment to things or people, and knowing that the love will always remain. So I didn't really touch on the King of Pentacles and the Three of Swords over here. I'm curious because this is the old cycle. I mean, it's this side of the board anyway. It doesn't necessarily have to represent the old cycle, but that was my intention. The King of Pentacles is a really, there are two energies kind of coming through with this King of Pentacles and next to the Three of Swords. One is this feeling of everything's always been under control, and this deep sense of security has always been available to you. And it's like you're coming to know what true security is. It's like you're walking into a phase of your life where true security is a gift of the soul, like a gift of the spirit, like something that's a part, that's ephemeral, like that's spiritual in nature, and it represents itself through the earth. Like, yeah, it's, I'm getting this, whoa, like a lightning strike, or like, it's like the heavens come down to earth, and there's this feeling of the intimacy of the heavens and the earth, and the origin of abundance being in spirit first, and then it bursting into life through the creation of the earth, and that being a representation of a marriage between matter and spirit. And there's something there. And then there's this feeling of before, like thinking you can control that. Thinking that you can control what makes you feel secure in this world, or you can control your, like, to an extent you can create material wealth, you can co-create with divine, with the earth, with like the current structures that are put in place, like to create material security, right? But there's this feeling of realizing that it's all from spirit, like first and foremost, and finding that balance between the material and the spirit. And yeah, because it just feels like there was like a rigidity and a control around it before, like things being a certain way, and wanting them to stay a certain way, or wanting them to be a certain way or change into a certain, and it's like that's a waste of energy, basically, to try and do that for most things, because like the way I just described, like the cosmos coming down, like the lightning bolt striking the earth, and just like the cosmos, that marriage of spirit and matter, and that's got a life of its own, and that's something that you surrender into and you flow with. That's not something you can manipulate or control, and if you try to, eventually you'll just be humbled. So yeah, there's just this, like in this Three of Swords next to it is like that pain that comes from trying to control things and not being able to, and thinking you can control things and realizing you can't. And it's just so much easier to just surrender and let go and flow into, and there's so much power into the surrendering. Like there's so much prayerful energy that can come in. There's so much trust that can come in, that can, like, the security you seek within and without is going to be best created through that surrender, through that trust, and through that cooperation with spirit and with the way things are. So yeah, there's just a call to do that. I'm going to pull some cards from, I'm just going to pull a few tarot cards from the Rider-Waite, and then maybe we'll pull a couple more oracles and then we'll be good. But yeah, let's see what else comes through. Ooh, okay, yeah. We're moving we're moving out of a lack energy and a trusting energy, trusting in our higher selves, trusting in our intuition, trusting in the innate power that we do have, realizing that we have more power than we thought we did, and it comes from spirit. Yes. Okay. Yes. So there is very much just this transition from feeling like a lack of power, feeling like everything's not going the way you want and you have no control over it at all. There is this feeling of surrendering, trusting with the High Priestess, trusting in your higher self, trusting in your connection to your intuition and where you're going, allowing yourself to enter into the darkness for a moment to find that inner spark, that inner light. With the Page of Wands, that spark turning into inspiration, turning into motivation, turning into the recognition that you do have power over the situation, that you do have the power to transform and change things. And it's coming from this like soul inspiration, this soul like light and spark. And then you're moving into a place where you feel completely confident in your personal power, in your spiritual power, in your ability to make change in your world, in your ability to create a life that is balanced, secure, but also trusting and surrendered. The Nine of Cups is about wish fulfillment. It's about emotional satisfaction. It's about being connected to your soul in a way that makes you feel fulfilled no matter what is going on, makes you feel trusting no matter what is going on, makes you feel safe no matter what is going on. There's this feeling of personal satisfaction coming through with this newfound sense of confidence in your knowing that you have so much power to make a difference in your world and to change your world for the better. And also this trust and it's like a placement. You're placing all of your inner power that you have been placing in this feeling of lack, or you've been letting, you haven't even been recognizing. It's like putting all your power in the right place from here on out, recognizing what you can and what you can't change, and harnessing the actual power that you have so that when you move forward, you do have the power to create massive change in your life. And it's just a harnessing of that. And yeah, it just feels like your energy and your power was scattered all around you in trying to control and manipulate things to the way that you think they're supposed to be, to the way that you think they're going to provide you with security. But this is you having harnessing the actual power that you do have, which you do have power to create change. You can make, I feel like I already said that, but you can make a difference. And it's just placing that in the right space within your being and channeling it in the world in a way that feels balanced and good, and that actually does create these ripple effects around you and helps the people around you. You're more able to serve the people around you because you've let go of this need to control everything, need to figure out everything, to know everything. You've let it go and you've just trusted in your own inherent power. And this is just providing you with this sense of just soulful satisfaction, this soulful knowing that I've got this. I'm always going to be able to harness this energy no matter what's going on around me. And let's see, I feel like I want to pull some oracles around this. This energy is so beautiful. It's I've got this. Your power is growing. Your inner power is growing. It's just putting your energy in places that where you actually can change things. Whereas before it's just, you're not even making a dent in things because you're putting your energy in the wrong places. Okay, so you got winter, weather, passage, and perennial. I like perennial because that's giving me, ooh, interesting, scarecrow. Okay, that's interesting. I like perennial because it's this beautiful energy that's ever growing. Like it comes back every year. This energy grows and becomes even like perennial flowers, for instance. Every year they grow bigger and bigger and bigger. Like bushes of perennials will just get bigger and bigger. You don't have to do anything either. They just keep growing every year. So it just feels like what this new found sense of inner power and personal power that you're tapping into is going to grow every single year. So don't, like, if you start to get sparks of this feeling of power and like that actual control, that actual power, and then you start to like fall back into this lack energy, don't worry. Every year it's going to build. Like just keep trusting in your intuition, following your intuition, trusting that your footsteps below you, and know that this power is growing and growing and growing. Like you can't stop it. Once you have access to it and you surrender to it, it's just going to keep growing. And yeah, there's just so much beauty you can create with the power you're embodying. There's so much change, and this power is coming from this beautiful place of surrender and trust and knowing that, like, in purpose. Like there's this feeling of surrendering and letting go to the point where it's like, use me for the best. Like the universe knows more than I do. So I'm gonna surrender and embody my power and take action when I feel called to, as opposed to when I feel like I should, like, or whenever like I feel like this is what I should be doing, or this is what, like, placing your own expectations and like how you think things should be, like imprinting that, instead of imprinting that on the world, you're just trusting and following inspired guidance and creating from that place of, yeah, just surrender. Curious what Scarecrow is. I have never seen that card. Well, scarecrows are used to scare away crows, of course, like birds, from like eating crops. So, okay, so it's making me think of, like, there's a part of your soul. Okay. So, like, if anything's coming to, like, anything outside of you is coming to, like, eat your crops, basically. Like, you're building something, you're creating this new momentum in your life, you're building something fresh, and there's this feeling of, like, if anything were to even try to come and pick at your crops or like negatively affect what you're growing in your life, there's this feeling of like there's a part of you that is scaring that off. How do I put this into words? It's like I can feel it energetically. It's like there's a part of you that's going to be held in place. It could be by spirit guides or just by the divine, like a part of you that's going to turn away any energies that are not beneficial moving forward. And it's almost like this trickster energy. Like this trickster energy in some way is going to help protect you, and protect what you're walking into. So trust in who you are inherently, trust in the protection of your spirit team, your guides, and your guardian angels, and know that what you're moving into is secure and stable and won't be negatively affected. Feed into that knowing. Anytime you worry that something you've built or something that's starting to go right might be taken away or something might happen, like, realize that won't happen because you have so much protection around you. Even if you don't feel the protection, it's there. It's a part of who you are. So your new life and the way you're going to be existing in your power and your connection to life and your appreciation of life is secure. Like, this new cycle is secure for you and nothing's going to take it away from you. This comes along with any manifestations that you're creating in your life, any abundance you're building, any any like good changes that happen in like when it comes to like health, or when it comes to good things that are happening for loved ones around you. These things are secure, and trust that they're secure. Trust that what is meant to, like, that you're worthy of these beautiful things happening for you, and positive changes and stability and strength like happening for you, your loved ones, your life. And trust that they're protected and they're secure and stable. And if you ever get there's this feeling of like when you get a spiritual insight that things are going to be okay, like you kind of get like a divine download around maybe something in particular that you're worried about in your life, and you get like a moment of clarity and just sense of power around something of like, no, like I know, and I don't know how I know, but I know that this is going to be okay. Trust in that above all. Or like if there's something you're manifesting and you have a vision and it feels like it's dropped down from the divine, and you follow all the guidance to get there, and it's starting to show itself. There's this feeling of like fear creeping in, and or like if it's not showing itself yet, there's the lack of clarity that this vision you have, or this sense of trust that came through before, isn't really panning out yet. There's just an encouragement to trust in your vision, trust in what's been given to you by the divine. First and foremost, you can trust the divine and you can trust your intuition. And then everything will follow suit after that. And everything is, these visions that you've been given, there's no changing them. If you've been given a vision that something's going to come to pass in your life and you walk towards that, there's no changing that vision. There's nothing you can do to screw that vision up. That is secured for you. That is like a prophecy for you. So there is this feeling of cutting away any corrosive worry that it won't be true, because it is true. It will always be true. Of course, it came from the divine. The divine is like first and foremost the highest level of like the highest level of truth comes from the divine, not from like material proof or lack of proof. So there's just an encouragement to trust in your vision. Keep going. Beautiful things await you. Your dreams are coming true. Good things are coming into your life. Stability and security is available to you. And there is this deepening into, of course, as I mentioned before, your personal power. So keep going. This new cycle is on its way to you. The transformation's already in play. You're probably starting to see little trickles of light and inspiration this reading is one, so everything's going to be okay, and trust in your vision. Keep going. Just stay connected to the day-to-day, and just follow those little nudges as they pop up. And if they're not there, then just settle down and settle into the moment and look for what beauty is all around you, because you will find it if you intend to do that. So, okay. Alrighty. So this was your reading. This was your message group number 1. It was really beautiful, and I'm really honored to channel this message for you. If you'd like to support me, you can like or subscribe to my channel. I'd love to hear in the comments how this resonated for you. You could also leave me a tip / buy me a coffee if you feel called to. I have some infinite prayer, energy healing blessings that are correlated with other readings if you'd like to check those out. I also have a Patreon that I am in month 3 of, and that is an awesome way that you can have access to the infinite prayer, energy healing blessings. I do offer 2 in-depth pick a card readings every month. One is internally based, which is more about your healing journey, your connection to the self. One is externally based, which is more about what you're building in the world, what you're manifesting. And I offer an infinite prayer, guided visualization, and Reiki blessing with the internally based reading every month. So it's a beautiful way to be supported by me on a monthly basis and to also support me in return. I would really love to see you over there if you feel called to go there. Otherwise, I also have merchandise that's really cute. It has my bee and flowers logo with the phrase "Hello, lovely human" on it, sweatshirts, tote bags, mugs, stuff like that. Also, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Harken. If you'd like to check that out, it is my heart and soul in video form. If you'd like a private session, a pre-recorded, or a personal one-on-one session, you can check out to see if I have any availabilities down below for that as well. So thank you so much for being here. I'm really honored by your presence, and I hope to see you in another reading. Bye. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to Little Flower Tarot, your floral oracle. My name is Krista, and for today's reading, I'm asking the question, what cycles are ending in your life and what new cycles are beginning? So my intention for this reading is for the left side of the board to represent the old cycles, the right side, the new, and then the cards in the middle, more of energies that represent you and your transition and the alchemical process that's happening as you walk through this portal of transformation into a new cycle. So you chose group number 2, and I have, for every flower I have today, I have pot marigolds, and these were growing outside right by the back steps. It is mid-November and they are still hanging on, still blooming, which is crazy. So they represent joy, of course, resilience, and what else did I write down there? Good fortune, joy, hope, and resilience. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and do a channeled message from the pot marigold, and let's see what she has to say to you. There's joy, a lot of joy coming through, a lot of love, lightness, but there's also, let me get into it here. Let's see. You don't have to put on a mask if you're not feeling good. You can just be yourself, be calm and steady in your sadness, in your disappointment, in your negative energy, even in negative energies. There's this feeling of not trying to put on a show. Like, there's a message here to just be authentically yourself, no matter what energy you're in. As long as you're kind towards the world around you, it's okay to have boundaries. It's okay to not, it's actually beneficial to just be in your authentic energy, no matter what state you're in, and realize that you don't have to put on a joyful face for the world around you when you're not feeling joyful. You're safe to be in a lower vibration. You're safe to be in, I mean, quote lower. There's no lower and higher. There just is. But you're safe to be in your heavier emotions or your more difficult emotions in the world, and not feel like you have to be some light for the world all the time. Yeah. I think that's it. I think that's your message from the pot marigold. It's like permission to be in your heavy energy. If, like, it is what it is. It's like acceptance of that. But okay, so I also had some stones. I forgot to, oh, I did mention the last one. But this is a fluorite stone. Fluorite, I use this actually to protect from EMFs on like electronics and stuff. So like I'll put it on my laptop. But yeah, just very protective, very cleansing, cleansing of the aura, like magnetic, like cleansing of like erratic magnetic energy. So I thought I'd just mention that. But I'm gonna make sure I have room for everything. We'll put that right there. So I pulled a card from the Spirit Messages Oracle deck, and this is going to be an overarching theme for your reading. So this is, I'm assuming this is the cycle you're moving out of, and it says self-sabotage. When you learn to get out of your own way, there will be no stopping you. Most of the time, it's not others who prevent you from achieving your true goals. It's that inner voice that derails those carefully woven plans. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and pull, I'm not getting a whole lot right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and just pull some cards and we'll see what comes through. Yeah, there is this feeling of like, with the image here, there are all these flowers all around this woman, and it's like someone's holding her. It could even be her own hand, but like she's being blinded to, almost it's giving me a feeling of like this is like your past self or like your old self who's like afraid of moving forward, putting their hand over your face, like, and telling you, you can't move forward into that beautiful new cycle. It's not safe. It's not safe. Remember what happened before? It's like, and you're kind of listening to her because you feel like she has wisdom. You feel like she's lived through some shit. So it's like this feeling of, oh my gosh, like I should listen to her. She's experienced all this disappointment before. Like, she gets it. She's tried to move into this light before and has been disappointed. I don't want to be disappointed either. Yeah, there's like a feeling of, and that's just self-sabotage, right? It's like your old energies holding you back from all this beauty that wants to pour into your life. These are kind of like tough love messages today so far, which I think sometimes I guess we all need. Okay. So you got bravado in your old cycle with warrior guides. And your new cycle, you got invention with creativity guides. Interesting. This feels kind of like a manifestation journey in a way. Like, this is topping, like, because this was saying, like, most of the time it's not others who prevent you from achieving your true goals. It's that inner voice. And the warrior guides is making me think of someone like the bravado. It's like pushing and pushing and pushing, trying to create something or build something. And then with the new cycle, with invention, it feels like you're entering into more of a creative, light, fun, flowy energy, like having fun with the process, being more free within the process, and realizing that that's going to get you where you're meant to be, not necessarily where you want to be. Like, there's a releasing of control around like how you get into this new era of your life where you have walked into like the era of your dreams coming true, you know, what you're building, what you're creating, what you want to happen in your life. There's this feeling of leaving behind that like efforting and that pushing and that fighting and just moving into, more flow. Okay, so you got staying focused, hold the course in your older energies, which makes sense. Like that pushing, stay focused, keep going, one step after the other. And then, and then you're walking into wondrous universe with walk in beauty. So I think your creative process is shifting, like how you're manifesting, what you're manifesting is changing. You're going to find more joy in it. You're going to find more curiosity and flow and spontaneity. There's just going to be like a more fun way that you're moving forward in the creation of your dreams. So that's nice. That's an awesome shift to make. There's a recognition of like, this is how it's meant to be. This is how life is meant to feel. This is how creativity and life creation is meant to feel. It's meant to feel fun and light. And there's a feeling of finally knowing that everything is meant to come to pass. And along the journey, there are beautiful parts of the journey that I don't want to miss out on. So I'm going to stop being so focused on the outcome. I'm going to move more into the play and the lightness and the fun of it all. And, have fun on the journey. So, okay. And then I'm going to pull some tarot. Okay. Like, you get to have fun. You get to feel connected. You get to like live your highest, most amazing dreams. Like, you get to expand to however big your soul desires to expand. There's no like external limitations to what you can create in this world. Like, you have everything you need to move forward into like your soul's highest calling, your soul's highest expression, the most beauty and abundance and love that you want to experience in your life, like the most adventure and fun that you want to experience in your life. Like, everything that you want to create is at your fingertips. So this is like, you can't get there if you're walking in limitation and you're telling yourself you can only like, if you're telling yourself there's so much around you that's preventing you from experiencing that beautiful, expansive energy within yourself and in the world, then that's kind of the life you're creating. You're shifting into knowing in your worthiness of these amazing things that are coming to you, and believing and having complete faith that it's inevitable that they will come to you. Knight of Wands. All right. Six of Swords. Nine of Pentacles. The Fool. The King of Wands. And the Eight of Swords. So group number one got both the King of Wands and the Eight of Swords. The King of Wands was in a different deck, but yeah, I don't know why. I just thought I'd mention that. But yes. Yeah, let's start here. Okay, so you're being freed. You're being freed of past limitations, past mentalities that have been holding you back. You're being freed of circumstances that you've been allowing to hold you back. You're being freed of people around you and mentalities of those people that you have been taking heed to. You're being freed of that desire, that feeling like that's something you need to do. I feel like you've been walking a path where you have been catering to, like, dimming yourself down and dimming your dreams down to cater to, like, what other people know to be possible, as opposed to what you deep down know to be possible for you. That might be their worldview, but your worldview is different. You know what vision you've been given for your future. You know what dreams you want to see come to fruition. You know what energies you want to embody. You know what's possible for you. And so there is this feeling of finally just not limiting yourself anymore, and like it's like a wake-up call. Why have I been living this way? Why have I been letting other people's self-limitations like feed into what I believe to be possible for me? This is my life. I'm creating life the way I want it, and the way, like, I'm walking towards a future that is completely my own, and my life is going to look different than all these other people's lives, or my life looks different than the majority of how other people live, like how the majority of your culture might live, or the majority of your family might live, or even friend groups or workplace groups. Like, there's this feeling of you're breaking away from the crowd and walking into something that's completely unknown, and it's not something that's very supported by your immediate environment, because it's not something that a lot of people in your immediate environment can conceive as possible. So if they can't see it as possible at all for themselves, then how are they going to be able to support you in your dream? Like, if they see something that you're walking towards as impossible, or as like pipe dreams kind of thing, but yet you know in your soul that it's attainable for you. Like, you've been given like a soul vision that this is attainable. Believe in that. You're walking into a new cycle of fully believing in that, and not letting all of these energies around you, or all of even your own doubt that's built up along the way, get you down. You know, there's this feeling of, like, it's almost like you've gotten yourself to a place where you've let the world encroach in on your dreams, and you've your vision for your dreams have gotten narrower and narrower and narrower. And it's almost like it's gotten so narrow that so it feels like darkness coming in on something. But it almost feels like it's reminding me of, like, what do they call it? Like a black hole in space. Do those eventually, like, it's reminding me of like a star exploding or something. It's like darkness coming in and surrounding something, but you can't stop the beautiful, amazing like truth of the vision. So it's almost like something creeping in, but the vision just exploding through it and just like obliterating all of that darkness and all of that heaviness and all of that self-doubt, the self-doubt and the doubt from others and the doubt from the world, like, and that vision just being all that you see. So I feel like it's like an inevitable like contraction that's been happening. It's like a testing of your resolve towards what you're building in your life. And it's just inevitable that this, like, your dream is bigger, your faith is bigger. The steps you've taken to get to your dream are more powerful. The intentions you've built, like you've fed into along the way, are way more powerful than any darkness or any self-sabotage or any negative voices or doubt that could try to creep in and take this away from you or tell you that it's not possible. Like, you're too far gone. You're too far gone, and you're too, like, you're in too deep in a good way, in this new vision, in this, what you're walking into, that it's literally inevitable that it will come to pass. That is the message. Like, unless you completely give up on it and you turn around and start walking an entirely new direction, this is inevitable. As long as you keep walking towards it, the wildest dreams you've thought of, the biggest dreams you've thought of, all the abundance you want to create, all the freedom you want to create, all the love you want to attract into your life, all of that is still possible, and it will look even better than what you expect. Like, your vision is incomplete without the actual, like, when the actual, like, physical reflection of your vision comes to pass in your life, it's going to be so much more natural and feel so much more real and so much better than you could ever have imagined. So I just really feel like, and you're also shifting into a feeling of confidence in yourself, a feeling of confidence in your ability to create the life you want, a feeling of like protection over all of it, a feeling of like nothing can encroach in on this power anymore. Like, it's so bright, it's so embodied in your soul, like it's so anchored in your soul, this power to create the future that you envision, and that's literally dropped down from the divine into your being, like what you know to be true about what is possible for you, like is so anchored in your being that it's just who you are now. There's this feeling of like newfound confidence in who you are, like newfound freedom. There's just going to be this you're just going to be this amazing bright light shining outward, and you're not going to limit yourself or dim your light or dim any part of you anymore. And it feels like moving from an environment that, like, if you're wanting to move from your physical environment, I feel like that's feeling because it feels like moving from energies that don't understand or don't support your vision into moving around energies or a culture, or you could be traveling, like into more expansive energies, into more like freedom feeling, like free flowing energies, more like anything goes kind of energy. Like, you're moving into more of a space that's like that. So yeah, pretty amazing. There is this feeling with the Knight of Pentacles. There is this feeling of sovereignty, this feeling of trust in yourself and what you're creating, this feeling of security in what you're creating and building, along with the sense of freedom. Like, she's got all of her pentacles here. She's connected to the earth, but she's also got this falcon on her hand that can take flight at any time. So there's this feeling of like being very grounded and secure, but also feeling extremely free. And like mobile. Six of Swords sometimes is about like moving from one place to the next too, like moving literally from one location to the next location. It could be about travel. So there is very like movement happening here. There's a lot of like a potential to move into new spaces, or a new space that is more like more fertile for what you want to grow and who you want to be, like just more nurturing of that and more receptive of that and like supportive of that. So you're definitely freeing yourself, and you're just moving. Like it feels like with the Knight of Wands over here, and even with the Six of Swords, like you've been walking towards like the light at the end of the tunnel, and you've been pushing, and you've stayed focused, and you have like kept, like you're doing amazing. Like it really feels like the old cycle is the one of like pushing into the new, and like there's more pressure around it, like I said, with that like contraction and expansion energy, and then the expansion is just going to feel so natural and effortless. And there's just like the main message here with the self-sabotage card in the middle is this feeling of don't, like, there's an encouragement to re-envision your future and to surrender to the light and the love and the freedom that wants to happen in your life, and to get excited about it. Like allow yourself to get excited about it again. This is going to help you in the manifesting of it. Like allow like the joy and the hope and the faith in all of it, like to come through you. Allow the vision to, even more of the vision to start coming to life in your imagination, in your mind. Like allow like your hope to be like reborn inside of you, because there is this new horizon you're walking towards, and there is a lot of change ahead for you, and there's a lot of freedom and self-expression and joy and love and new energies, new environments. Like there's so much, like your whole life is shifting, it feels like, and it's just, yeah, the main message is like get excited. It's okay, you're safe to get excited. Like I feel like there's this feeling of like, especially this card is so strong, like it's just saying like it feels like you've been let down and disappointed so much. Like you've allowed yourself to get excited, but then you get let down, and then you allow yourself to get excited, and then you get let down. But it just feels like that's never been in vain. Like that getting excited and that like visioning of your future, like that's never been in vain. And they want you, like your guides want you to do it again, like get excited again, and cut away cords to old energies again, and move forward into the new again. Keep going, hold the course, stay focused, like, and then like walk in beauty, like envision what it could be like dream, like have, like let yourself dream wildly, like let yourself really exist in that potential and like the reality that is possible for you. Like there is, like it is possible. Just do it. Like let it come through you. Yeah. And like, and know that, like, also know that there's so much to your own soul, that there are so many opportunities along the way to exist in this free energy, like within your, like with the creativity guides, with invention. So, getting into your creativity, anything that brings you, that makes you feel like you're in this like free flowing, anything's possible energy, doing things that are frivolous, that don't have a point, but bring you joy. There's like dancing, singing, painting, just anything that, yeah, brings you joy. There's an encouragement to step onto that, because that will help you kind of like shake off some of this like intense energy that you've been in. Yeah. I'm going to pull some Rider-Waite Tarot. Yeah, there's like chaotic energy that almost wants to come through to help like shake up some like it's not stagnation, it's more like rigidity. It's like rigidity around like how you've been walking towards your goals. There's like this fun, light, like energy that wants to come in and break up some of that. And they want you to dream again. Like just get back into your dreams, your visioning, have fun with it, be light. Like go to those places, like with the Fool here, like step into the potential in your being that seems even a little scary. Like, no, like that couldn't happen in my life. No way. And like feel what it would feel like if that really did happen. You know, like those places, go to those places. Like, no way could I like make $1 million. No way. No way could I make that amount of money every month. Or no way could I travel to that location. That's too extravagant. You know, like no way could I meet someone who would make me that happy. Like, or no way could I feel that amazing in a community or culture, or no way could this miraculous healing happen for me. Like stuff like that. Oh my God. You got the Knight of Wands again. Yeah, the Knight of Wands is this like kind of like go-getter. Like I would say there is chaotic like energy that wants to come through, like just like that wants to plow through some of this like control and rigidity around what you're building, and like a freedom and a flow and a fun. Yeah, you're entering into like a whole new energy, an era of lightness and fun and freedom and flow and feeling safe within that. Judgment. Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. You're like, putting down burdens, trusting in the flow of things. There's a lot of healing for you. There's a lot of like place, like with the 10 of Wands is like a finality, and there is an ending to a burden that you've been carrying. And there is like, it feels like you've been carrying this burden, this heavy energy, because I don't know, it's like something that's given you like a feeling of security, something that's given you, gosh, I've been like really annoyed by the crookedness of this, which is funny because like the energy that wants to come in through you is more chaotic. So it's like, maybe I should just let it be. But yeah, there is, this is a wound that's being healed for good. This wound of, I feel like you've been holding up this burden, and it's this feeling of like trying to protect yourself from disappointment by like expecting disappointment. It's almost like, don't get your hopes up. Like it's like you've built this like protective mechanism around your heart to protect yourself from constant disappointment, because maybe things haven't manifested as quickly as you'd hoped. But it almost feels like the moment you put this burden down, truly put it down and know that it never served you, and that it's okay to feel disappointment, but it's not okay to let that disappointment affect how you move forward towards your dreams, or affect your faith that your dreams will come true, or make you limit yourself on what is possible for you. It's almost like taking it as like things not working out how you want or as quickly as you want. It's almost like thinking that that's wisdom, thinking that over time things not having worked out has been like trying to tell you that like you're aiming too high and you need to like take it down a notch and aim lower, like set your standards lower. Like you've been taking those messages that things haven't been working out as like a message to do that. But that's actually just hurting you, and that's not helping you at all. Setting your sights lower or aiming lower is not what you should be doing right now. You should be aiming like, you should be dreaming like crazy big, like the most wildest, like touch those like highest, the stars, like touch the highest of high things that could possibly be like the most amazing dreams for you that would come true, and like exist in those. That's what you're being called to do. You're not being called to play it safe right now. That's only hurting you. That's making you feel like life is, I don't know, like that there are things outside of you that are like that are like more powerful than you, that don't want good for you. Like that the universe, it's almost like you're believing that like the universe doesn't want you to make these dreams a reality. So moving forward, no matter how long your journey is ahead of you, like you could have let's say you have, okay, let's say, listen, even, and I'm not saying this is true, but even if you had 3 more years before your manifestations that you're building right now, that you're working towards, come to fruition, even if you, and you knew you had 3 more years, or no, wait, you don't know you have 3 more years, whatever. Like, I don't know if that matters, but those dreams, those highest dreams, the most wild, amazing dreams of your life, and you know they're going to come true in 3 years. Okay, yeah, you do know in this scenario. Well, maybe we'll do both. But how would you live in the meantime? Like, if you knew 100% that amazing things are going to happen, but you might just have to wait. Like, would you limit yourself? You know, like, would you, like, you like take all of like the fact that it's not here yet as like this fake wisdom that like, oh, you should just, you know, set your sights lower because it's just impossible. This world's too like rigid. Like, it's just no, like kind of, you know, like what would you do? But you knew deep down that these are going to come in 3 years. No, you would keep working towards them. You'd keep like, you'd be in anticipation of them. Like, you'd be like so excited and knowing that they're coming, but you'd also know like, okay, well, it's going to be 3 years. So like, what's going on in my life right now? I still want to have fun along the journey. Like, I still want to find beauty in the moments every day. Like, I want to like feel connected to the people around me. I want to spread love to the people around me. I want to have fun while I'm building my dreams. Like, how can I shift my life in a way that I'm enjoying it as it is? And then when those things do come, it's like that much better. Like, there's just that feeling. That energy of trying to limit yourself to make sure you don't feel disappointed is not serving you like at all. Like, it's just not, it's not the vibe at all, and it's only going to slow things down, and it's, or at least it's just going to make you have more of a damper of a time. Like, it feels like there's a weight on you because of it, and there's some heart pain because of it. Like, there's like a feeling of, this hurts to walk my path this way, like without hope, without faith in these bigger dreams that I know are possible for me, that like the divine has dropped into my heart and into my being. Like, not believing in these things is hurting me. There's that feeling. So there's just this huge awakening happening, like, and a deepening into the awakening that all of these things are true and they're possible. And I just feel like with the Knight of Wands here, and they're both very like fast moving. Like, the Eight of Wands is so fast, like things moving quickly, things shifting quickly. Like, you entering into this faith-filled space just speeds everything up. Like, all of your manifestations, all the energies around you are like working like more quickly and like to like align with this energy that you're more fiercely embodying. Yeah, like they're just responding to you more quickly. Yeah, there's a huge just like heart like awakening for you, like an explosion and connection to who you really are and what's really possible for you. There's like, that's what you're walking into. And let it happen. Let it like clear away all this old stagnant energy. Like, if you can go out and like, or like dance or movement, like running, like there's like a lot of movement that wants to happen for you to help break up all this energy, because it never served you. Like, let it go. Let it go. It doesn't serve you. It was just a burden to carry. It didn't protect you from disappointment, because it is disappointment itself. You're literally carrying disappointment itself to try and protect yourself from disappointment itself. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. You can't do this anymore. Let it go. Your dreams are coming true. I know it's hard to walk forward and look around you and not see the things that you know in your soul are meant for you. But I think like existing in the reality that these things are meant for you are going to help you to be more like appreciative of the cycle you're in right now. And when you do look around you, you're going to be able to, if you're really truly believing that these things are temporary, that this cycle is temporary, you're going to realize like, oh, there are things in this cycle that I'm going to miss. like there's beauty to this cycle and things I'm going to have nostalgia around that I'm existing in right now. Like there's so much here. So like it's just a natural thing that will come from you embracing what's really coming for you, is looking around and being like, wow, this is temporary. I'm going to appreciate it while it's here, and I'm going to be loving towards it while it's here. Like that will be just a natural effect of you entering into this new awakened energy. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I'm going to pull some little faceted garden oracle cards before we end our reading, just for a little final message. You got thorns, flame, and ram. Okay. Again, with the like determination, staying focused, pushing energy. I think this part of you with the pushing, the stubbornness has been serving you. Like there is this like inner like part of you that's anchored within you that is believing in this like light, this spark, that this knowing of what's meant for you. And like pushing through any energies that are trying to hold, like this is part of that. Like this moment in your life is part of like that one last, like a push into a new phase of your life. And that re-embodiment of what's possible is the key to this next step on your journey. And just being like, yeah, like just being like the ram, like being stubborn and pushing into, it's like there's like a fight coming through. Like I am going to fight for my dreams. I am going to do everything I can to get like to clear away all of this disappointment energy and this limiting energy. This is not me. This is not who I am. This is not what I believe in. I'm going to fight for the truth that anything's possible, that my highest ideals can happen, that life can be beautiful and amazing, and that I'm worthy of it, and I have the power to help co-create that reality with the divine. And there's just, yeah, so much amazingness and beauty ahead of you. So this card kind of has a presence. Aw, and then union. I love that. I wonder if that's talking about like people coming in or a person coming in to help you manifest your dreams. And it's going to be, it feels like there's like a person or people, like a new environment, like with supportive people, or a new like union even with a new person that is going to make it feel more effortless. They're going to be a reflection of you, like a reflection of your dreams, of like you're going to unfold your dreams in front of them, and they're going to be like, oh, totally go for it. Like, of course that's possible. And it's just going to feel like the weight of it all is just going to drop off of you. Like, oh, like someone gets it. Someone sees it. Someone knows it's possible too. And it could be even, there's something here about like your vision for like unity, like within humanity, like your life purpose and how you want to bring people together or how you want to help heal people. There are like multiple energies coming in to help you bring this vision to life. Just what you see possible for humanity in general. There's so much purpose on your journey moving forward. A lot of this felt like personal dreams that want to come true, but it feels like moving into these personal dreams is just going to bring you into deeper purpose, deeper connection to others, a deeper, like a unification of energies to help make the world a better place, to help heal humanity, heal the earth. Like there's just this unified, purposeful energy coming through for you after you've moved into this new era of your life. So, alrighty, I think this is your message. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really honored to channel this message for you. It was really beautiful, and I'm excited for you and your path. If you'd like to support me, you can like or subscribe to my channel. I would love to hear how this resonated in the comments, because I'm sure so many of you need to hear from others that your dreams are possible. So if you want to put some of those in the comments, I will reflect that back to you that it is possible. Also, if you'd like to leave me a tip or / buy me a coffee, if you feel called to do that, there's a link down below to do that. I do have infinite prayer energy healing blessings that you can check out. They are all correlated with a reading here on YouTube. Also, I have a Patreon account. My Patreon is 3 months in. So there are already, I think there are 5 in-depth pick a card readings on there right now, and 2 infinite prayer, guided visualization, and Reiki blessings on there. So yeah, if you want to check that out, you feel called to my Patreon. That is a lovely way to be supported by me on a monthly basis. Otherwise, I do have merchandise. It has my bee and flowers logo with the phrase "Hello, lovely human" on it. Super cute if you want to check that out. I also have another YouTube channel called Soul Harken. It is my heart and soul in video form if you'd like to check that out as well. I think that is everything. Everything's down below in the description box if I missed anything. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. I'm honored by your presence, and I hope to see you in another reading. Bye. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to Little Flower Tarot, your floral oracle. My name is Krista, and for today's reading, I am asking the question, what cycles are ending in your life and what new cycles are beginning? So I'm leaving it open, and we're just going to dive right in. So you chose group number 3 with this smoky quartz tower, and we have today pot marigolds. These are growing outside in the middle of November, so I wanted to pick them and bring them in, and they're definitely, for me, representing resilience at this point, considering they're still blooming in November. But overall, the pot marigold represents good fortune, joy, and hope. So we're going to go ahead and do a channeled message from the pot marigold, and let's just see what they have to say to you, group number 3. There is so much comfort and simple pleasures that are available to you in your day-to-day life. So many things that can reflect back to you just how special you are, just how loved you are, just how beautiful you are, and how worthy you are. Your day-to-day life in all of its simplicity and mundanity can feel perfect and can feel right, feel like everything is exactly as it's meant to be. Yeah, there's just such a simplicity, a beauty in the simple moments of your life that's coming through with these marigolds. So I think that's your sweet little message for the marigolds. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into your reading. For the reading, I'm intending that the left side of the board is more going to be the energies of your old cycle, and the right side of the board is going to be the cycle you're moving into. And the center is going to be more like you and the portal of transformation that's going on. So let's see what you got for your overarching theme. You got nature. This is a time to absorb the healing properties that nature has to offer. Your mind, body, and soul need nourishment, energy, revitalization, and strength. Nature has much to offer, so take this time to connect and spend some quality time outdoors. All right. Yeah, like with that simple love and that simple energy that was coming through, like there's just such a feeling of being okay with things just being calm and things just like, I saw someone like in a bookstore, like opening up books, like there's a slowness that wants to come through, like a calmness, a quietness. It's someone who has a quiet mind. And so, yeah, there's just this feeling of slow and steady peace, simple pleasures, like the little things just being enough. Yeah, so let's go ahead and pull some, let's pull some of these Ask Your Guide Oracle cards. What cycles, or what cycle is group number, what are we in? Group number 3. Group number 3 moving from and into. Yeah, just you're moving into a time of feeling settled and feeling like no matter what happens, everything is exactly as it should be. And like a trust in that. Like a trust in the day-to-day, like everything is as it should be. I don't know. It's just it's kind of like in nature. Like when you spend more time in nature, you kind of get into that flow, and like everything is exactly as it's meant to be. Everything is perfectly in order, and I just gotta walk with it. So you're moving into victory, and you're moving away from, which I don't think necessarily this is something to move away from. But there is this feeling, I almost want to pull more. We're doing it a little different in this group, I guess. Okay. Interesting. This is coming through a little differently. It doesn't really feel like there's, like in this group, it doesn't feel like there's like a huge shift happening. It feels more like a calming, like a quietening, like a soothing, a gentleness that wants to come through. It's this feeling of like rewards for hard work, or like gifts that have been given to you, like so many beautiful things happening in your life, but you recognizing that like you would be happy even if you didn't have all of these things, and all of these amazing things that are coming into your life, like these changes, these gifts. There's like, because this says like epiphany, gifts, victory, pleasure. And then over here we have, so if there is a shift, we've got a little bit, like this says divine helpers and divine goddess. And then over here, which was my intention for the older cycle, we have higher self and joy guides. So there, it almost feels like there's more of a shift from finding the joy within your own being to finding the beauty in your connection to all that is. So there's kind of like a melding with the divine, your connection to the rest of humanity, your connection to nature, like connecting to something bigger than yourself and feeling like an integral part of whatever that may be. Yeah. And like this almost is giving me this over here, the older cycle, like with gifts and joy guides and epiphany and higher self. It's kind of like you're going from finding your joy in like, you know, attaining these things in the world, or, having these like amazing spiritual experiences, to more of like a simple, like, I don't know, like it's like a, yeah, that connection to the bigger, like the bigger purpose of things and the higher nature of things, and the love that exists everywhere and pervades everything and is a part of everything. Like, yeah, like you're finding that pleasure within recognizing that you're a smaller piece of the bigger puzzle, or the bigger, not even puzzle really, but like, or if it was like a puzzle or a mosaic, like you're just one little piece of it, but without you, like the picture isn't complete. So you find joy in that. You find like purpose and value and worthiness within that. So yeah, it's like your contribution to the greater whole is making you feel more like pleasureful and joyful. Yeah, I love that. That's really nice. Okay, so I'm gonna pull some tarot from the Star Seeker Tarot. There's just such a calmness, like a self-acceptance coming through. It's like letting go of like ego concerns, like of how other people are viewing you, how you're coming across. Like, it's like, I don't really care anymore. I'm just going to exist. And none of that, it's like just the recognition that none of that actually really matters. Like how I'm being received doesn't really like matter to me. It might matter to someone else. Like if like I make someone feel a certain way, like if like hopefully in a good way, but that's more about them. It's like this weird sense of disconnection to what you're doing. Yeah, it's like a detachment, but it's like bringing you so much peace. Okay, yeah, you got the Four of Swords with like that has to do with rest, calm, nurturing yourself, slowing down. I've never noticed this before, but this Four of Swords has like a faint hint of a rainbow in it. I've never noticed that. And like rainbows are about hope. Rainbows are about peace and like new horizons and new beginnings and promises being kept. And all right, and then we have Eight of Cups. Yeah, you're walking away from you have 10 of Cups. That's awesome. You have Justice, the Emperor, and the Six of Wands. Okay, so you have both victory up here and number 15, which reduces to 6. And then you've got the Six of Wands, which is about victory. So I think there's something really strong here with like this victory energy. Like there's something you've overcome. There's something you freed yourself from. Yeah, and walking away, you're just totally walking away from literally like what doesn't matter. Like it's just ego, like again, ego concerns. It really feels like, why did I care so much about like how my hair, like, and this could like, take this as it resonates, but like how my hair looked or how my makeup looked or how I was being received by the world around me or how I was being viewed by the world around me. Like none of that matters. Like I intend to create positive change in the world, or I intend to do good in the world. I intend to be a good person. And I'll walk forward with that intention and take actions as I feel called to. But it's this feeling of like complete detachment of how that comes to pass and just existing in your goodness, existing in like simple pleasure and simple love, and just taking actions based off of who you simply are. And by doing that, you're creating like a ripple effect in the world that's changing the world for the better. And sometimes by doing that, it may feel like you falling into a flow of creativity and love and like creation, right? Like you could create something that feels just like your own simple pleasure to create. But once you put it out there, it could like change the world in miraculous ways. But again, you're detached from that. You put it out there because you loved it and because it was an expression and emanation of your soul. And how it's received by the world around you has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with how the universe is using you for good in the world. And all you have to keep doing is just being yourself and living your life and living in simple pleasure. Like that's the feeling. It's like, I don't really care. Like, I mean, I'm grateful. It's like, I'm so glad this is making a difference in what something I did and I put out there is changing the world for the better. But I don't really like, I'm detached from that in a way. Like, and, you know, I'm humble to the fact that was like a co-creation with the divine, and like the divine is the one who made those changes for people, or like made that impact in the world, and I just cooperated. You know, like I just did the like material work that was pleasureful for me, and that was an emanation of my soul. And it's just so simple. Like everything is just so much more easy and simple. It's like, I don't really care. Like, I don't care that I'm like even if you're like successful, and like Six of Wands is about being like recognized for something. It's like, I don't really need to be recognized, like, because I know like my connection to the divine is like, I am already recognized in my soul, and that's all I need. There's this feeling of dreams coming true with the Ten of Cups, like complete emotional fulfillment, and realizing that you always had this capacity for this emotional fulfillment inside of you. But there is also like a feeling of dreams coming true, of building something that makes you feel secure, that makes you feel grounded, that creates the circumstances for you to live this way, for you to live in this simplicity and this peace. So like with the Emperor is about like security and like, you know, building an empire, so to speak, but more, I think, like in this case, it's like building a life for yourself that is grounded and stable and secure, so that you can exist in this simple, pleasureful energy, and like you don't have to be bombarded with energies that are not really conducive to existing in this state of fulfillment. There is very much like this feeling of you're making such an amazing difference in the world just by being yourself. And there's like a peace that's pervading your existence. And there's this feeling of trusting that this is the way it's meant to be. And knowing that you're worthy of this. You're worthy of this peace. You're worthy of being able to walk in this simple peace. And like, there's almost like the detachment, there's almost like a concern. I almost feel like there's a concern that this detachment that you have, I don't know, or it might even be coming from energies outside of you, like, because it feels like you're resolved in like walking forward into this peaceful state. But it's almost like I keep having this like countering energy come through of like, is it safe to do this? Is it healthy to do this? Is it conducive to do this? Like there's so much like in the world that needs to be held accountable, that needs to be reckoned with, that needs to be healed. But you're entering into an era where like you're meant to live in this steady, stable peace for a while. Like this is meant to be a part of your life. And I think it's meant to be an ever pervasive part of your life forever. Like a part of you that you can always have, like you'll always have access to, like stability, peace, slowness, simplicity. Like this is kind of something that feels like it's coming to the surface of your life forever. And it's like the still waters of your soul that you finally have access to like regularly. And that doesn't mean that there won't be turbulence that you'll experience, or that you won't have the opportunity to address the problems of the world, and that you won't have your empathy turned on, you know, to be able to connect to the pain of the world and like the reality of what's going on in the world. It's not saying that. This is more saying like this is an ever pervasive part of your soul, and it always just is. It's like part of the soul of humanity in general, like this peace and this simplicity and this love. But like you're just more aware of it, and you're more connected to it, and it's more like reflected back to you in the world around you. Like you have more of an ability to create the structures you need to be able to maintain this state for yourself. It's something that's like, it's almost like, I see you like walking through the earth as this like wellspring of like, or like having these still waters. Like I'm imagining like a pond, but it's like a spring. And like, so underneath, like the water is always coming up. Like it's always like fresh water. And so it's not stagnant. It's always moving and always like refreshing itself. And so you always have this beautiful like well of peace to spread into the world around you. This well of wisdom to spread into the world around you. It's just like a part of who you are. So yeah, like there's nothing wrong with like existing within this. There's so much purpose to this. Like there needs to be like a portion of humanity that has access to this part of our collective soul, because it is a part of our collective soul. And so there's so much purpose in existing and embodying this. There's just this knowing and trusting and feeling of safety here, that this is safe to embody. That's what it's that's the message here, especially with the nature card being in the center. Like being in nature will, like, the more deeply you dive into nature and you're existing in nature, the more you'll find access to this part of you, and the more deeply you'll be able to like swim within it and get used to it, and build a life around you that protects this part of you. It's safe to do that. I don't know why I keep saying that, but like it's safe to live in this peace, basically. Wow, I love this. Okay, I'm going to pull some Rider-Waite tarot cards. Okay. It feels like within this space. Okay, so these three cards, group number 2 actually got in like the opposite. Oh wait, no, it was in the same order, but it was just over here. So interesting. Okay. So there's a lot of healing available to you by embodying this peace and this simplicity. Like there's a feeling of putting burdens down, the ending of a cycle, the ending of an old way of being. There's like, by creating this security and stability to, oh, sorry, hold on one second. Let's see. I just like this metaphor of this pond, the spring-fed pond, and like swimming in it is really coming through. And swimming in this peace, this simple peace for a long time, is going to slowly and surely heal parts of you that need that type of energy, that are just ready to be let go of, ready to be transformed into love, ready to be like, there's like an awakening around these parts of you that need healed, that are ready, just ready to change. There's so much change that wants to happen in your being. I feel like a peace is coming to you. Like, I just want you to know, like, peace is coming, like true peace. And the weight of things that you've been carrying is not going to feel so heavy. It's going to feel less and less heavy until one day it's completely gone. And it's because of these still waters. So whatever you're doing to get yourself to this still, calm place, keep doing it. Otherwise, there's like an encouragement around like meditation, or just anything that, like walking in nature, like disconnecting from electronics, social media, like being more in your body. Whatever you're doing to bring this peace into your life, keep doing it and keep sinking into it, and let it drown out the pain of the past. Just let it all melt away, because everything's been mulled over enough, and it just feels like things just want to be like released. So, and like with the 8 of Wands being in the center, it feels like once you can swim in this, like once you're kind of done swimming in this, no, how do I put this? That's not right. I feel like there's fast healing available for you. Like things are shifting quickly, and this piece, okay, that's more the message. It's more like this piece is available to you more like soon, like right now. Like it's this feeling of you can tap into this piece right now and start embodying it right now as a part of your being, and knowing, and it's like this feeling of like security and stability, and it's here already, like balance. All you have to do is tap into it, and then you're moving into a phase where you're going to have the resources and stability to create an environment that's even more supportive for you to be in that energy. So it'll feel even more like, because it feels like a very watery energy that wants to come through, and you want to be able to flow into it and like wait around in pleasure. Like it's pleasureful even, but it almost feels like first it's peaceful and calm and simple. And then once you feel like safe and you've moved past and you've let go of some things, and you've let that peace like pervade your existence, and let go of some old wounding that just was ready to be like, I don't know, it's just things that have kind of they're past their expiration date. Like it's kind of like that beating a dead horse energy. Like I hate that metaphor. I wish there was a better metaphor I could say, but it's just like a feeling of all of this is just old energy that wants to just melt away. I don't know how else to put it. But like this new piece is secure for you. And again, the physical world is going to line up to create even more of it, like more availability for it. And then you're going to be moving into this like more pleasureful, creative, flowing, loving, connected. Like this just beautiful, sweet energy is going to be coming through. And that's where you're headed. That's the cycle you're headed into. So, all right. Is there anything else? I guess I'll pull some of these cards from the Faceted Garden. Yeah, thaw. Yeah, there's just some stuff that like wants to be like thawed out, like slowly and surely just melted like into the waters of peace and into the waters of tranquility. And then they'll just disappear, and it just won't be a part of who you are anymore. Like things you don't want to be a part of. They're like old wounding, old attachments, old like energies that just have eroded your sense of who you are. Like they're just going to melt away. Oh, you got summer. Yeah, there's such a beautiful, pleasure-filled, joy-filled, fresh new energy that's coming through. We got wreath and fountain. Okay. And then on the bottom you have spade. Well, and anomalies underneath that kind of slid off of there. Anomaly. That's interesting. Well, okay, we'll leave it open. Okay. You just have such a beautiful, pleasure-filled life ahead of you. And you are like a fountain of love, like youth even. Like it's reminding me of the fountain of youth, like invigorated, like reinvigoration is coming in, like to help you. You're going to feel younger. You're going to feel more like spry, like more just alive and more free, and like it's gonna feel like you're embodied in a whole new like reality in a way, like a whole new way of being that's more you than it's ever been. And you're gonna realize that like the old wounding that you carried around, like you almost like went too long holding on to it, where it became like a part of your identity. And then when you don't have it anymore, you're able to like that part of you that held the wounding is replaced with like a truer, like truer energies of who you really are, like at your root and at your core. And yeah, like you're shifting into a more full expression of yourself. There's so much play and color and lightness and joy and freedom and worthiness coming through. And it feels like with the spade here, like you've done the work. You've dug up, like that's reminding me of ancestral healing, like with these roots. I feel like you've dug up parts of yourself that needed looked at, like wounding that was buried deep. And now it's time to like plant new seeds in that space and watch them grow and embody them and experience them. And it's going to feel better than you can ever imagine. But it's also going to feel very balanced and right and true to who you are. So, yeah. Alrighty, I think that's it. I think that's your reading. Thank you so much for being here. It was an honor to channel these messages for you. If you'd like to support me, you can like or subscribe to my channel. You can also comment down below if this resonated. I'd love to hear how it resonated for you. You can also check out my Patreon. So my Patreon has, right now at the moment, it has 5 in-depth pick a card tarot readings. It has 2 infinite prayer, guided visualization, and Reiki blessings within it. And I'm about to do here pretty soon my 3rd reading and Reiki blessings. So if you want to check that out and you feel called to be supported by me on a monthly basis, there's a link down below for that. I also have really cute merchandise. It has my really pretty bee and flowers logo that I had created by a Ukrainian artist with the phrase "Hello, lovely human" on it. So it's like t-shirts, sweatshirts, tote bags, mugs, notebooks, stuff like that. There's a link down below for that. You could also leave me a tip / buy me a coffee if you feel so called to do that. You can check out my other YouTube channel, which is called Soul Hearken. It is my heart and soul in video form. Or you can check to see if I have any availabilities for pre-recorded personal readings or one-on-one personal readings that include a Reiki blessing or Reiki session, distance Reiki session as well. I think I covered everything. You can check out my other infinite prayer sessions. They're all correlated with a reading here on YouTube. I think that's everything. If not, everything's listed down below if I forgot anything. Thank you so much for being here. I am honored by your presence, and I hope to see you in another reading. Bye. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to Little Flower Tarot, your floral oracle. My name is Krista, and for today's reading, I'm asking the question, what cycle are you moving out of, and what new cycle are you entering into? So we're going to get right into it. You chose group number 4, which all of the groups today are the pot marigold. These are growing right outside. It is mid-November right now, and they are still blooming out there. So they are definitely perseverant and strong little flowers. And they represent joy, hope, and good fortune. So we're going to go ahead and do a channeled message from the pot marigold. And let's see what this lovely little marigold has to say to you. I heard you are about to be on the ride of a lifetime. Life as you know it is changing, and there's so much joy, and there's an inevitability coming through. It is inevitable that good things come your way. It is only justified that beautiful things enter into your life, abundance enters into your life, that you are not only rewarded, but that you are fairly, like it's like a feeling of being fairly paid for something for work you've put out. It's only fair that these rewards, this abundance, these beautiful things are coming into your life to help feed into your material and your spiritual world, to help move you along on your journey, your mission, your focus. It is only true and balanced that this be so. So, all right, that's your message from the pot marigold. We're going to go ahead and just get into it. I pulled an overarching theme, or kind of like oh, I forgot to kind of mention, the left side of the board is going to be more about your older cycle. The right side of the board is more about your newer cycle. Group number 3 kind of did its own thing, so we'll see how this goes. But that's my intention. And the center cards, I want to be more reflective of the portal of transformation, like representative of you and what you're going through now to move through this ending and beginning of chapters. So your first card it says, your overarching card, it says choices. When you accept responsibility for your life and the choices you make, you begin to tap into the power of your own spirit. You'll be able to listen to and appreciate the intuitive wisdom that's inside of you and apply it positively and constructively to your outside world. So it really does feel like you're co-creating something amazing, like with that pot marigold flower. It was saying like it's only right that like the work you've put in becomes like reciprocated, like in the world, like payment or just what's rightfully yours. It's like a balancing of scales that is like law that wants to happen in your life. Like from you choosing into something or you putting work into something. So we'll dig a little deeper here and see what else comes through. I'm going to pull some cards from the Sacred Traveler Oracle to get a little bit more context. But something's being paid off, being, why can't I think of the word, like reciprocated, like something's being balanced out, like you are being paid for what you've done in a way. That could be quite literally paid, like it could be money coming in, but it also could be like just the good good karma is coming to you. It feels like the good you've put out there is coming back to you. Everything is going to be balanced out. And here's Winnie. She's saying hi. She brought her little toy. Oh, what a sweetie. She doesn't say hi in all the readings, so I kind of take it as a sign, like about like companion animals saying hi to you, like if you have a companion animal in spirit. She's being very playful. She brought her little toy up. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe there's just like something with your companion animals coming through, like, come on, here, come on down. There you go. Just a feeling of lightness, happiness, joy, when it comes to animals. So I don't know if that means anything to you, but we're just throwing that out there. But okay, let's see what we got. So we got grounding, go deep, explore your roots. That's in the older cycle. And then the new cycle, unknown territory. You are exactly where you need to be. So I will say, like, during this reading, there is a really strong feeling of like inner confidence. Like my solar plexus feels very strong. So I think like you moving into a place where you're trusting in your the steps you're taking in your life, you're trusting in your ability to create the life that you want to create. There's like a really like a strong confidence coming through, an inner power, a sense of inner power, a sense of inner strength, a knowing who you are and what you want and where you're going. Yeah, you're definitely, but it's interesting that unknown territory is coming through for where you're headed. So definitely curious to see what else comes through. I'm going to pull a couple of Ask Your Guides cards and see what else we get. Okay, so, whoa, wait. Those two. Okay. Oh my God, there's like a million cards that want to come out. It's like, I feel like there's a lot of abundance coming for you. There's a lot of like, just like things you can't even imagine, like new opportunities, doors opening. There's a lot coming in. And with choices, it is giving me this feeling of you're going to have options and you're going to be able to make decisions based off of your self-worth, based off of your desires. Like you're going to have multiple options to choose from moving forward. So yeah, so okay, because like 4 cards came through and I only pulled 2 for the others. Winnie really is super active during your reading right now. And she's very playful. So just an encouragement to play, to be present. Okay. I hope she doesn't mess up this. I have a feeling she's gonna like come flying up here and like mess everything up. That might be like an energy that's like something might come, like you might think like you're headed in one direction and then some opportunity comes in from out of the blue that you're like, what the, like, I did not expect to go in that direction at all, but I am lit up by it. Like there's like, that door is the door I want to walk through and I don't know why. Like with unknown territory, it's like, yeah, like I did not expect this. I'm getting like goosebumps as I'm speaking. There's some beautiful, amazing opportunity coming for you that you're not expecting, and you're gonna probably take it. It feels like you're gonna be lit up by it. So that's exciting. Okay, so we've got, for past cycles, we've got shame with divine healers. Here you go, baby. Yeah, we're in full-blown play mode, so... for future cycles, we've got purpose with master teacher. Okay. Again, with past cycles, devotion and nature spirits. And future cycles, intuition and inner child. Over here in future cycle, with master teacher and inner child, it feels very balanced. It feels like where you're going is going to feel very secure and stable and feel like something that you're qualified to do and that's going to bring so much like wisdom and stability and strength and purpose and security into your life, in a way that is going to allow your inner child to be free and to feel safe and to have fun. And so there's going to be a very beautiful balance moving forward between feeling secure and stable and like you've got control of things, but also that lightness and fun and freedom and knowing like you have all the structure you need to exist in that energy as well. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some tarot from the Star Seeker Tarot. Again, there's like a really, like, your solar plexus is going to be very activated in your new cycle. I want to kind of tap into though, like what's this older cycle we're moving from? Because with grounding, go deep, explore your roots, shame, divine healers. That's kind of making me think of like healing ancestral, like family wounding or ancestral wounding, childhood wounding. And with devotion, with nature spirits, it's like, it feels like the space you've been in has been more about like self-healing and like self-exploration and getting to know yourself and healing your roots, healing like core wounds. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. Go get it. It's all gone. Yeah, there's feeling like it just feels like you've been walking through maybe some shadow work, just heavier energies where you've been doing a lot of like internal healing. And oh, I like that 35 reduces to 8 and 44 reduces to 8 over here. So you've got 2 cards that reduce to 8. So I like that there's a feeling of abundance pervading like your past energy. It's almost like feeling like abundance isn't complete unless you've done this healing, unless you've done this root level work, and it feels like that's where you're coming from. And then what you're walking into is more of like an outer, like we've got like working on inner abundance, moving into outer abundance, and it all coming together in like a culmination of fulfillment and feeling excited and happy and free and ready for this next phase. But yeah, let's get into our tarot. So Winnie's just so present during your reading. I love that. So are there any messages you have for group number 4, Winnie? What do you think? Is there anything that you want to say or any animals in their life want to say to them? There's just unconditional love and a lightness coming through. All right, come on. Like, everything's going to be okay. That's what she said. All right. 3 of Swords. Wow, I think like 3 of the 4 groups have gotten the 3 of Swords. So there's a lot of like just heart healing going on. A lot of just healing in general, I feel like, going on for the collective. 2 of Pentacles. 7 of Swords. The World. And 8 of Wands. I feel like 3 of the 4 groups got 8 of Wands too. And that's about things shifting quickly. Yeah, just like forward motion, like fast forward motion. All right, let's see. What do we have? So what I'm getting from, it's pretty straightforward and simple, the message. Like with 2 of Pentacles being about like balancing and juggling things, and 3 of Swords being about healing like heavier wounding, and what we have that like the shame energy up here, and you know, healing, like exploring your roots. There's this feeling of like you're exiting a cycle of having to balance like this deep inner healing, and this like just like these heavier shadow work that's been needing to happen for you, but also like building your future, manifesting perhaps, I feel like abundance, manifesting security, manifesting new opportunities in your life, shifts in the physical world. So there's like a feeling of balance between those 2 energies, and having to slowly and surely work on both. And then moving forward, like with choices here, and the 7 of Swords being about sneaky energy, like sneaky culprits. I'm almost feeling like you're going to be moving into a place where like manifesting in the outside world is going to be more effortless. You just haven't realized that like this past journey of walking through the heavier, like these heavier things, you haven't realized just how much they have slowed you down, or like gotten in the way of your ability to manifest in the outside world more quickly, or to like take actions in the outside world to embody your confidence to move forward in like a vocation, or in the creation of wealth, or like it's this feeling of like your energy is going to be freed up to take more action towards walking towards your dreams, or building of security, building of abundance. Your energy is going to be freed up, and it's going to be this feeling of like, oh my God, I did not realize how much that inner work that I was doing, and like those heavier energies and emotions and wounding that I was walking through, was really getting in the way of, like, not to say that it's getting in the way. There's purpose to it, but it's this feeling of that coming to a completion, like your healing coming to this culmination and this completion, and like it being done in a way, like not, and again, healing is never fully finished, but this cycle of healing being complete. And then all this energy that you've been using to focus on that healing being now available to you to move forward in your life, and to effortlessly and quickly manifest like a new reality for yourself in the physical, in whatever way you feel called to. So I hope that makes sense. I'm going to pull some tarot from the Rider-Waite to get another message here. But there definitely is like a culmination of healing happening for you. And also with the 7 of Swords, it almost feels like it's like one last little piece of healing that wants to happen that you wouldn't have expected would be so easy to shift. It's like, oh, like I didn't realize that that last little bit of healing could shift so effortlessly, or like, oh, I didn't know that's what that was. Like, wow, this whole time, like that's the little missing piece of the puzzle that's going to like put this huge chapter of healing, like be able to put this behind me. Like there's like one little tiny piece that's gonna like bloop, like fall into place, and then that cycle will be done, and you'll know it'll be done. You'll feel it in your root, in your body, in your bones, in your being, that is done, and you can walk forward. And like you'll feel it in your energy levels. Like when I first started channeling this message, like I was feeling like vibrations in my body, like in my head, in my crown. Like I was feeling like it was like felt shaky. Like it was so powerful. Like the power that wants to come through you, the energy that wants to pour through you and animate you is immense. It's just been focused on this root level healing that's needed to happen. And moving forward, you'll be so glad that you did that healing, because when you do move forward into the culmination and the creation of this new life, and whenever you do get to that point where you start seeing all these doors open, you're going to feel ready. Your whole being is going to feel ready to walk through these amazing doors that are opening for you. You're going to feel confident to walk through these doors, and you're going to feel proud and happy and able because of the healing you've done. So it's all like worked together. Like as I'm seeing that, I'm seeing this huge infinity sign like over your reading. Like it's all just like a huge, beautiful balance of healing that is helping to co-create complete like a deeper sense of fulfillment, and like inner and outer fulfillment. So everything has had purpose. Like your soul knows what it's doing. So if it's felt like you've been held back or slowed down, like you haven't been. It's absolutely been a necessary part of your journey, because you wouldn't have the strength and the energy and the confidence to walk through these doors that are opening for you if you didn't do that. So there's this feeling of everything, like you'll understand when you do walk through the new doors why it all had to happen that way. So just trust and know that you've been doing everything right, and that this healing and this time you've spent to work on yourself has not been in vain, and it's been a worthy pursuit. So just like release any weight of shame around that. Just let it go, because you knew what you were doing all along, and now you're walking into this whole new phase where you're going to feel like a new person and feel more free. So let's see, what do we have here? You have the Two of Cups, the Three of Pentacles. I feel like new people are coming into your life, a new work situation, like a new kind of like collaboration energies coming through. But it's this feeling of like moving forward with people who are going to feel like soulmates, people who are going to feel like they're meant to be in your life, and it's going to feel effortless, and you're going to feel like you can be yourself fully within, like around these people. There feels like doors opening for you in a way that it feels very much like work related. But it's like being around people who get you, and being around people who see your vision and who hold a similar or same vision, or like you're all working towards the same vision together, and each one of you bring your little piece of the puzzle to the vision, and it works cohesively and effortlessly, and everybody's gifts are being honored and valued. It feels like that. And also like new people who are going to enrich your like personal life are coming into your life as well. It feels like if you are looking for a partnership, the new cycle is going to be very fertile for you to find that person. If you are looking for new friends, like new people who are going to be like, basically this next cycle is very fertile for you to find like people who are going to be like fixtures of your life, basically like family, almost like chosen family. It's very fertile for that. So open your heart, open your being, and like again, like think about all the healing you've done. Like these people, these new energies that are coming into your life, you might not have been able to recognize or let them in, or even like kind of see them as resonant with the truest part of you, because you, like if you wouldn't have done that healing, you wouldn't have been able to align with these new people and these new energies. So that's gonna be another reason why you realize that everything went the way it went for a reason. It's all gonna make sense. Okay. Yeah, I mean, come on, seriously. You got the Three of Cups, like celebration, friendships, people coming together, like that's kind of blowing my mind. Oh, wow. Okay, let's just keep pulling cards. Heart healing. You got the Three of Swords twice. I feel like these new people or this new person that's coming into your life are going to help you awaken to how lovable you are and how beautiful you are just in your like simple essence, like just as you are. They're going to recognize parts of you that you don't even recognize in yourself. Like they're going to mirror back to you like your true essence. And I think by doing that, you're going to feel so much heart healing. Like your heart is going to, like, there might even be like tears shed, like just because of like revelations around how you're supposed to feel in relationship. And just like, it's all going to like unfold very effortlessly and naturally and feel right. And because of that, that's why there are tears shed. It's not like painful healing. It's like relief and just like, oh, this is how I didn't realize it was supposed to feel this way all along. And I was worthy of this all along. And, like your heart just opening and expanding and like that wounding just being like cleared out, like any remnants of any past wounding just being completely healed and cleared out. And like, yeah, that feels amazing. Yeah, and this is secured for you. This is something that is a part of your soul, a part of your destiny, and it's secured for you. This new phase and these new people, these new relationships, and both in work and in your personal life. It really feels like, yeah. And then two more, and then we've got the Queen of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. Six of Cups can be about soulmate relationships. It's like childhood energy, like nostalgia. It will feel like you've known these people forever. It will feel like this is the way it always has meant to be felt. I'm with the right people. I'm surrounded by the right people. I'm in partnership with the right person. Everything in my relationships is finally feeling balanced and right and good. And it feels like this is how it was always meant to be. And it feels like I've known these people in other lifetimes. It feels like I have known this person for lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. Like this is, and it's like this feeling of like, I feel secure in this. I feel trustful of this. I know I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. On this right here says you are exactly where you need to be. It's like unknown territory over here, but it's set, but for me, like the unknown territory, like it feels like it's only unknown because most of what you've experienced up until that point, in this lifetime has been like more heavy and like, with all this past wounding that you've had to heal or childhood stuff, like it feels like unknown territory at first, but once you're in it, it feels like this is how it's always been and always should be and always will be. Like this is how my soul is meant to experience like life as a human. So it's an interesting feeling. But yeah, I'm going to pull a few cards from the Faceted Garden Oracle. But yeah, you've got so much you've just got so much connection and beauty ahead of you and fulfillment. And yeah, and then again, that one door that was unexpected, but is like beautiful and bright and is calling you in, there's another encouragement towards that. So just remember that. If there's like a door that you're like, oh, that's not exactly what I thought it would be, but I'm being led to it and I feel like I should go, do it, even if it's not what you thought, but you like, just follow your soul's calling. Okay, so you got Shut up. I almost want to just leave it at that. You got union. Like, come on, you know, like there's like, you've got people, a person, like a partner, and like new people. Like there's just such unity coming, like such feeling of connectedness to your human family, like to the human like race, like to like people in general. Like there's so much celebration of who you are coming, so much uplifting of who you are, recognition of who you are, like people who see you, people who understand you, people who lift you up. Yeah, that kind of feeling. So trust in that. That's where you're going. It's really beautiful. I'm leaving it at that. So, okay, that is your message, group number 4. Thank you so much for being here. I am honored to channel these messages for you. If you'd like to check out my Patreon account, I would love to support you on a monthly basis. I do 2 in-depth pick a card readings on there every month, one externally based, which is about your manifestations, your life purpose, etc. One internally based, which is more about your healing journey and your connection to self. And with that one, I do an infinite prayer, guided visualization, and Reiki blessing. So if you feel called to that, there's a link down below for that. If you'd like to check out my merchandise, it is adorable. It has my bee and flowers logo on it with the phrase "Hello, lovely human." It is sweatshirts, t-shirts, mugs, tote bags, stuff like that. You can also leave me a tip / buy me a coffee if you feel called to. I'm so appreciative of anything that you, even if it's like $1, I'm appreciative of it. So you could also check out my infinite prayer sessions, which are energy healing blessings that are infinite in nature, that every time once you gain access to it, you can listen to it as often as you need to receive that energy healing transmission. So those are correlated with different readings I do on YouTube, if you want to check those out. I also sometimes have availabilities for personal readings, if you want to check out the link for that to see if there are any openings. I think that's everything. I have another YouTube channel called Soul Harken. It's my heart and soul in video form if you want to check that out. But yeah, I think that's all. If I missed anything, it's all down below. Thank you so much for being here. I'm honored by your presence, and I hope to see you in another reading. Bye.